ALTA II, Episode 2, Benchwork to Track. Here's a look at the SketchUp model that Alexander created showing off the benchwork and foam setup for the ALTA II. In the corner underneath the diesel shops is a handsome solution for the classic A-line storage boxes for rolling stock. It's made using a veritable forest of 1x2s and 2x2s. The area underneath the interurban car barn uses some sturdy wall brackets found online. The other half of the layout is overbuilt using some very sturdy 4x4 beams and 1x4 cross bracing. It's built like a center beam flat car, and small L brackets support both sides of the foam to make room for the mid-century steel lab cabinets I purchased earlier this year. Between the two large wooden sub-assemblies are 2x4 steel studs that create a clear 8-foot span for the duck under. It also provides a great spot to stage rolling baking carts for projects. Now onto the construction log. One of the joys of good planning is how quickly a layout can come together. June 1st, Day 1. What would be the last full run-by on the layout occurred. A WP Jeep with the newly acquired Bachmann Bernie atop the flat car hints at what is to come. June 3rd, Day 2. Demolition begins today by carefully removing all the structures off the layout and taking out the bridge on the old main line. June 6th, Day 3. Measuring the room takes place to plan the next layout, and cleaning up occurs. July 6th, Day 4. Back from visiting my parents, the plan is well underway, and demolition begins in earnest. We get in the absolutely final operation on the layout, as the ITR Baldwin brings in the scrapping train to help pull up the rail and salvage everything. Half the layout is disposed of, leaving the Fremo modules in Oakland, and the remaining layout does a yeoman's duty as a glorified sawhorse to assist in the cutting of lumber for the future layout. July 15th, Day 6. We go pick up all the lumber for the completed plan at the lumberyard and stack it in the workshop. Thank you, Seth. July 16th, Day 7. The old layout provides the perfect sawhorse as promised to make fabrication of the layout easier. The benchwork underneath Empalme and Esquina is built, featuring a unique quote-unquote center beam flat car type design to both support the layout and make space for the steel lab cabinets I purchased this spring to display my collection of unusual and interesting things. July 22nd, Day 8. We pre-cut the other half of the lumber for the layout and realize we're short a few 1x4s, so we grab some from the local lumberyard and thankfully it all fits inside the Mustang. July 23rd, Day 9. The last of the old layout gets cut up and thrown away. 2 of the Fremo modules are dismantled to be recycled into future projects. One is kept to store lumber. The remarkably cool design to hold the A-line storage boxes was constructed, which required a substantial effort to complete. July 26th, Day 10. We install the 300-pound capacity brackets along the wall to support the corner where the interurban electric car barn will be. They're all perfectly level, which was a relief and a vast improvement from the old hardware store brackets the old layout had. We created an I-beam by bolting together 2 steel studs to create a useful 8-foot clear span under the front half of the layout. This will aid in getting inside the donut, and also staging the rolling baking carts I used to store in-progress projects for myself and my clients. The previous duck under, shown here, was not only narrow, but originally designed to be a lift-out, which became a permanent part of the layout for stability reasons when it was screwed together. The problem was the warping of the layout across 3 seams, where 0 are now present in the new layout thanks to the 3 staggered layer of foam sheets. The other main advantage of the steel studs is that they're laser straight and not prone to warp. August 9th, day 11. Excited, we did a little 1-to-1 scale mock-up for Empalme to problem-solve the street running portion of the interurban alongside the depot. This eventual plan will be 1 lane of traffic in either direction, with a tram line in the center and a taxi/bus bay adjacent to the depot. August 10th, day 12. Next, we carefully measured and cut all the foam pieces we had to assemble for the donut. We realized that we were a meager 1 sheet short of our goal, but thankfully Seth let us know he had a spare sheet. August 11th, day 13. It was a super fun day. 2 of 3 layers of foam that we had were securely glued together, so we began mocking up the engine servicing facility and most of the main line. We used scrap pieces of lumber to do architectural massing studies to dial in just the right look for the structures. Alexander developed a really remarkable way to use lasers to survey the main lines to ensure their tangency. It worked brilliantly. Then we cut a 34-inch radius arc to put in the curves. One of the curves, approaching the station at Empalme, is a 44-inch radius curve. The main lines are 2 inches offset on centers, so the inner main is pretty straightforward to add after the outside main was complete. We laid the switches out in the proper places and then drew around them directly to eliminate any ambiguity for angles and diverging points. We took some of the finished structures out to see what they would look like in Esquina and posed the Bernie on the interurban line, a lovely preview of what is to come. August 14th, day 14. A watershed day, as both the final piece of foam arrived and Jay swings by to help us lay cork on the layout. In just 1 afternoon, we managed to finish off all the foam and all the cork for the main line. The metal braces underneath Empalme are also installed, which provides a considerable amount of stability to that half of the layout. It's so satisfying to make such consistent progress. In just 2 weeks worth of work days, we went from 1 broken old layout to complete benchwork with cork ready for track. In the next video, we'll celebrate the golden spike. Stay tuned!